Broadcasting from the C lot of Jones C. Edwards Stadium, the ThunderCast is here with all the sights and sounds of game day. We are your tailgate destination. We are your fan base amplification. We are the ThunderCast, and we are live.
Guys, we are live at the C lot for Marshall's home opener against Albany. It's the ThunderCast, and we are in full swing over here on the C lot. 5 spaces right on the corner. You can't miss us right behind that brand new video board, Russ. Pounds and pounds and pounds of great Kentucky Mash Boys barbecue, ready to be dominated by anybody that wants to stop by and get something to eat. We're here with Jed from McKnight Link, who's powering this whole thing. And I'm ready for some football. How about you?
What has it been? 9 months, 8.5 months,
Yeah.
I think it's been since the bowl game, and we're ready for some football. I mean, this is a little bit hot for me right now. It's not exactly what I would call football weather, but I've got that football mindset that just makes me want to go right out there. It doesn't matter.
Well, I guess it's because you're in West Virginia. This is football. This is everyday weather to me. You know, I left Clearwater, Florida yesterday morning. I landed about 10 a.m. in Huntington and climbed off the plane, and I thought, wow, it feels really great up here. And today it's like a normal day. We might as well be in my neighborhood today. It feels like 90 plus, very hot, but man, what a great day. The lots continue to fill up. It's still early, but hey, we were out here at noon, maybe a little before. The Kentucky Mash Boys were cooking at 3 p.m. yesterday, so you know this food is top tier.
We've had people stop by and explain how top tier it is.
Yeah, people are enjoying what they're getting. Hey, Coop, this is my son, everybody. Cooper made the trip up this week, and he's rolling around the C lot with my wife and I. We're having a great time. You're right, that food is great. I want to talk about the game, though. I want to talk to Jed. We got to get Jed in and talking to us. Jed, how you feeling, man? What's it like to be back in the C lot, empowering ThunderCast Live again?
I will say a couple things. One, we've got a paved C lot, so I'm really excited about that. Also, really excited about football. Ready to see this new sign in action. Ready to see a healthy Rasheen Ali back at it. I'm ready for some football, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have some guests for you guys later on in the broadcast. One of them's already here, and we're letting him get his belly full. We're going to talk to somebody real special here in a little bit. We won't give that away just yet. We want folks to stick around and see who it is. But let's talk about this game a little bit, Russ. The Herd's coming in. This is the home opener. Albany has played a game. We talked about that on the ThunderCast. They're 1-0 already with a big win over Fordham. But this is going to be our first opportunity to see this 2023 Herd. We think they're going to be really, really special this year. Offense looks like they've notched up. The defense looks like they're going to be ridiculously fast and fierce again. Special teams looks to be a little bit better than last year. So where the hell should we start? Because there's a lot of positives to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a statement game for the offense. I feel like they're going to come out and they're going to show that they are a well-oiled machine. A lot of national talk is that their offense is the weak link of this football, probably because the defense was just so stellar last year. But I think that they've got something to prove. I think that they're going to do it. Yeah,
and then, of course, the big talk in the offseason through the spring and the summer was, who's the quarterback? Who's the quarterback? And we've felt all along that this was going to be Cam Fancher's team, and it looks like that's absolutely 100% going to be the case.
Yep.
So this is Cam's first opportunity to hush the doubters, to quiet the naysayers a little bit, who want to rely heavily on, well, I'm just not sold. And I don't get it. 6-1 as a starter last year, well documented. He takes over when Marshall's a 3-3 ball club, and he leads us to a 9-win season, a bowl win, and we're right on the cusp of making that appearance in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. So where does the ho-hum attitude come from for some folks, you think?
I don't know. I think a lot of it, again, is that nostalgia that when we were putting up 300, 400 yards passing, it's that way in the NFL right now. It's a pass-heavy. A lot of college teams are putting up amazing aerial stats. You know, you got some programs, that's just what they're known for. So I think that that's what the fans are clamoring for. Hey, we got, real quick, we got something we're going to throw out here. We talked about this on the show, and we've got a new riff single barrel. This is a barrel pick from the Kentucky Mash Boys. And as I bring this just a little bit closer here, you can see we got a green wax on there. We've got a sticker that has the ThunderCast logo and the Kentucky Mash Boys logo. We have these right here, the Kentucky Mash Boys, who have cooked all this food, cooked it at the tailgate for the spring game as well. They have these here. If you want to pick one up, you can get it here for sale.
Yep, they've got them ready to go in a nice little box, so you're not going to have to carry around a empty or just a bottle, let's say. Special edition, right? The Kentucky Mash Boys are renowned for their love of good bourbon and good whiskey, and you know, they've got a special bottle here. It's got a nice etch on it with their logo. They were nice enough to ask us to include our logo because they do so much for us. And if you think, hey man, maybe I'd like to add a bottle to my arsenal, this is a great way to do it. Jed, let's get back on the subject of football though. We were talking about the quarterback, we were talking about Cam Fancher, we were talking about why some folks felt the way they do. Was this ever in question for you?
I trust the fact that these guys are getting another year of good reps, right? Practicing, hopefully maybe getting a little bit of an appearance today, if things go to plan. But I see, it's been no doubt in my mind that Fancher is the guy, should be the guy, and it's his to lose.
Yeah. So we got a peek at the game notes for this Albany game, and if you were fortunate enough to get a peek at those, the depth chart comes a little bit clearer. They didn't release a depth chart, but the game notes got a little bit clearer, and you can see that, hey, Luke Creasy's come in from the Herald Dispatch, photo bombing the show real quick. But we're going to talk to Luke here too. But hey, man, if you want to get yourself something to eat real quick, all the food's over there.
I follow the smell.
Okay, well, it's right on the other side of the pickup truck. Get your food, get your belly full, come back and talk to us. But look,
A freshly shorn.
cleaner cut. But anyway, if you look at those game notes, you'll see that it's Cam Fancher and the Rice transfer TJ McMahon are the only 2 quarterbacks that are listed. So that tells you right there that who's probably going to be your number 1 and number 2. Now, if this game gets out of hand, could we see a third quarterback, a fourth quarterback?
Yeah.
I absolutely expect to.
Yeah.
Let's remember what happened last year, guys. We played 6 quarterbacks in the opener last year, and I've never heard of that happening. So if we come out and put a butt whooping on Albany like we did at Norfolk State last year, you're going to see some quarterbacks, a lot of quarterbacks. But look, enough about those quarterbacks. Rasheen Ali's back, guys.
Yeah.
Rasheen Ali is back. Number 22 is back, healthy, more explosive than ever, which should just absolutely strike fear in the hearts and minds of defensive coordinators in the Sun Belt Conference. So, Russ, what is it about Rasheen Ali that we haven't already said? Jiminy Christmas, that adds a different dynamic to this offense.
No, I mean, I've brought up his upbringing as a boxer.
Yeah.
The stamina,
the footwork.
Yeah, the balance.
The balance.
that you have to have. But I mean, anyone that knows someone that trained as a boxer or was a boxer, I mean, you just go until you can't go anymore.
Yeah.
So this fourth quarter, you're not going to see a tired Rasheen Ali, and I think that it is telling. I've said this before, when he says, I feel the best I've ever been, I'm in the best shape that I've ever been, that is scary. And that is one of the reasons that I predicted the score that I did, and we'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah, Russ is a little bit more lopsided this week. If you listen to the preview episode of the ThunderCast, you know that Russ feels really good about this score against Albany. Jed, let's talk about Rasheen Ali. What do you like about Rasheen Ali? What do you think? Kalen Laburn had a phenomenal season last year, led the Sun Belt Conference in rushing and rushing touchdowns. Rasheen Ali led the nation in touchdowns the year before that. And now Rasheen's back. What does he bring different to the table?
I think you see a lot of what he brought in 2021 with an exclamation point.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder coming into this year. Coming off that injury, I think he's got a lot to prove, and I think he's got a lot to show. And it's not about he doesn't want 21 to be his best year, right? He's going to come out ready to show you what he's got, and him making those statements that this is the best shape he's ever been in. I say look out. I will say I kind of wish we could have seen that Laborn Ali, duel back last year, but Laborn proved that
What a workhorse back.
Yeah.
I mean, what a workhorse back. The guy just had a great season, over 300 carries. We've talked about that. He carried this team for a long time of the season when we couldn't get it going, in the passing game. And they knew our only real, true weapon on offense was Kalen Laburn. And they still couldn't
stop the guy.
They still couldn't stop it. So there's a lot to be really jazzed up about. And we did get to see a little bit of that dual backfield in the bowl game. But the caveat to that was Cam wasn't 100%, so we couldn't get the full complement of the lethality of that backfield.
And it never felt like they were unleashed.
Wait just a second. Did you hear that rumble of thunder coming through? Guys, if you heard that, that's not weather. That's the brand new video board testing the sound system. Sorry, Russ, what was that thought process you were having there?
I just felt like the 2 running backs never felt like they were unleashed during those last 3 games.
Yeah.
No, but we've talked offense. We talked on offense, the quarterbacks and the running backs, but I am looking forward to the receiving game this year.
Me too.
To see who is going to step up in this game, who is going to be the threat downfield, what they're going to do with the tight end room.
Yeah.
The rotation. Now, it's against Albany. We expect that this is going to be not a close game, but I still think we'll see a little bit of the glimpse, especially in the first quarter, of what we might be able to expect.
I'm with you. I think we see a little bit of a different, wrinkle than we saw last year, and a little bit more downfield passing, perhaps. Another year of development of guys like Charles Montgomery, Chuck Montgomery, of course, and some of those transfers last year. Brian Robinson comes to mind from Florida State a year ago, and is he going to break out in a big way? And of course, one of my favorites, one of my favorite stories, I should say, is a healthy Talik Keaton for that senior season. Man, that guy is electric with the football in his hands, and if he's good to go, what can you say? Look out.
Right. And I think there was a little bit of complaints about the offense last year, especially in the passing game, and I get that. And I think we can have a breakout year. It's hard to tell until we get into see some game action.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting to see, to be conservative, a little bit of a different offense this season as compared to last season. I think we're still going to be focused on the run. When you've got an Ali and you've got a deep as a backfield as we have. But I think we're going to see some passing open up, especially with some healthy players, because Robinson was out as well, along with Keaton, and so you had a couple of guys who weren't able to participate in that wide receiver game, and
an extra blocker, almost like an extra left tackle.
Yeah.
You got a lot of different moving parts here in that tight end room, so I'm looking forward to see how we utilize that.
This is going to be a new look offense. And one thing we haven't talked about, guys, with this offense, it's Clint Trickett's second year as offensive coordinator. No, he's not technically returning his quarterback that started the year, but he's returning his quarterback that ended the year. So half of the season with Cam Fancher, that's another reason the playbook was dialed in, because, well, Huff said it. You can't be on chapter 5 until you're on chapter 1, right? So it was getting to that point, and now we're there, and now the whole off season, and now spring ball and summer ball and fall camp, and here we are. So you've got an offensive coordinator returning with a quarterback returning. It's something that Marshall hasn't had in a number of years when you think about it. This was Grant Wells' team for a couple of years, and it was Tim Cramsey, and then it was, Grant Wells with Tim Cramsey and Huff, and then Cramsey leaves, and then it's Trickett and Columbi for half the year, and Fancher and Trickett, and now start this season with work and experience. It's Fancher and Trickett. The sky's kind of the limit here. We could see a real breakout performance today.
Yeah, and Clint Trickett had his offense, and they had to change the playbook going into week 1, not just because of Cam Fancher, that's later on in the season, but you got your running back, all-world, preseason All-America, everything that you were thinking you were going to have, and a dual threat, having both of them there, everything changed, so they had to scrap the playbook. That was the word. We had to scrap the plan, scrap the game plan, scrap the playbook.
That's their words, not ours, guys. And one other thing we got to talk about, of course, if you're talking offense, nothing works. Nothing works without excellent offensive line play. Marshall returns 4 of 5 starters from a season ago. The question might be, who's going to be the 5th offensive lineman? We think we've got it narrowed down to 2 people. It could be potentially Lloyd Willis, the transfer from Florida State, or the transfer from TCU, Altrique Barlow. Of course, returning on the line, Jed, we've got Dalton Tucker, you've got Logan Osborne, you've got Trent Holler, and you've got Senior Bowl watch list guy Ethan Driscoll. So, hey, the Hurt offensive line took no steps back.
No, I totally agree. And, when you can bring back that experience, they obviously were beginning to gel at the end of last year.
Yeah.
They've spent all spring, all summer, and all fall together. I think, again, I think there's a recurring theme. At least one of the recurring themes is an upward trajectory.
Sure.
I think you're going to see that, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So you've got a bunch of guys, save one guy, but whoever that guy's going to be in that's coming in has game experience, and I think is going to gel quickly with this offensive line, which is going to create just even more havoc, given all the weapons we have.
So we've also kind of heard through the grapevine that not only do we return 4 on that line, but you'll see a shifting of some positions.
Yeah.
Trent Holler's going to slide over to center, his more natural position. He and Logan are basically just flip-flopping positions, but so what? You and I play on this side of each other. Now we're going to play on this side of each other. I still know how you play. You still know how I play. Right. Nothing really is earth-shattering there, right? So, and you got to think that the 5th guy, Russ, whether it's Barlow, whether it's Willis, or someone else, they have to have really performed to grab hold of that 5th spot.
Yeah, you got to figure that was one of those battles in the off season, in the weight room, and then fall practice to really separate yourself to be that, out of those 2. I mean, you're bringing in both P5 transfers that are bigger guys, strong guys, and everything. So I don't think you can go wrong. I've kind of put my finger that it might be Barlow that we see, but I think that we'll see a heavy dose of both today.
Yeah, I do too. I think you'll at least see some, as potentially if this score gets out of hand, you're going to see a lot of these young guys get game rep, game speed rep, and they need that, right? We need that. So let's flip sides of the ball, guys, and I don't want to say it begins and ends with Owen Porter because it doesn't, but it absolutely begins with Owen Porter. So let's talk about this defensive line, of course. Owen Porter returns, Tyquez Legs returns, Isaiah Gibson's back. And there's some young newcomers that are really raising some eyebrows that we're excited about. There's some guys that'll probably you'll see with their hand in the dirt from time to time, but also may stand up and play a little bit of flexing linebacker. Let's start with the defensive line. They created absolute freaking havoc in 2022. Is there any reason to believe that you won't see that again?
No, I think that we're going to see even more havoc. I think that we are going to see so much of, today at least, rushing the passer, getting in that backfield and eating all day long.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be real dangerous. Jed, who are you most excited? Save Owen Porter. I think that's the given answer, right? He's got the single season sack record in his eyes. He wants to chase that down. I heard that from him personally. That's the goal, right? So outside of Owen, who excites everyone, who you high about this week or this year? Who do you want to see?
Oh, man. Shoot. I'm kind of just seeing for the homecoming. All right, so J.J. Roberts coming home. I think that's a pretty big – I'm kind of excited to see him, returning home, coming back.
Story.
I have a feeling he's going to start.
I got a better,
just a slight inclination.
More than a feeling
that he's going to start.
All right, Jed, do we have this man hooked up and ready to go?
We do not, but one thing I do want to mention is these mics are having a little bit of issue, so if one of you two would be willing to relinquish your mic or share
put me
with him.
Put me on mute.
Yeah.
Come on in, man. Come on in.
So,
look, we're going to go backwards a little bit, and we're going to talk offense just a minute because I don't know if you recognize this guy, but this is really notable tight end Devin Miller, who you guys might remember from a small game in South Bend, Indiana, and a really productive herd career here.
Believe it or not, I was actually in South Bend, and I'm watching this football game unfold in front of me. And all of a sudden, this dude just wide open in the end zone, scrambling Columbia. Dude, it's, for one, awesome to meet you. I haven't got to meet you yet, so nice to meet you, man. Yeah.
No, I had the opportunity to talk to Devin on an Inside the Thunder episode. If you guys didn't watch that, it's up on our YouTube channel. I highly recommend you listen to that and all the other episodes that we have. But Devin Miller's here at the tailgate. He got himself something good to eat, and now we're going to talk a little football.
Absolutely, man. It feels awesome to get some of those burnt ends in my belly, get some pork belly in my belly. I'm feeling great right now.
The Kentucky Mash Boys don't mess around. I told you, it's some good food.
Man, some great food.
I'm going to trade you mics real quick, Devin.
So look, it's week one for you as an alum, right? This is awesome. The first experience to get to actually tailgate at a Marshall game.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tailgated, period. The few college games I got to go to when I was younger, when my brothers were playing, I didn't really do the tailgating thing, and then I've been to a couple pro games, just kind of showed up and went in. So this is an awesome experience for me, first time experience.
Well, we're trying to make it the best that we possibly can. As we get closer, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why everybody's not out here at noon today. It's gorgeous, 6 o'clock kick. You ought to be out here just having a great time like we've been doing. But we're trying to show everybody that wants to come by to the ThunderCast tailgate the best time that we can, get your belly full. But we're really happy to have you here, spending a little bit of time with us and talking about the herd. Albany's on the schedule. We're talking about it a little bit here.
Yep.
Is it going to get ugly in your eyes today, man?
I think if they handle business, it should be a nice margin between the herd and Albany if they play to their fullest potential and play how they've practiced all summer. Most likely, I got to come through for scrimmages and see them play a little bit, and I know what they're capable of. So it should be a nice starting off the season win for the herd, a good game.
I don't think the win really is in question. I think it's the margin of victory is where people are having their wild predictions. But you've been in these locker rooms, you've been in these season preparations. So my whole thing leading into this game has been, well, you know this is probably going to be a win. You don't want to put anything on film for ECU. So having been in that locker room and that preparation, is that really kind of what it is in a game like this? No disrespect to Albany.
Yeah,
no disrespect.
Absolutely. It's hard to go win an FBS game, even if it is an FCS opponent.
Sure.
They're preparing for you like this is their moment to shine, like similar to us playing a Notre Dame or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is my moment. A lot more eyes are on me. So you got to know you kind of have a target on your back against a team like this, but you got to know that you're at Marshall for a reason, and they're where they are for a reason. No disrespect to them, but you got to come out to play just like every game. You have all summer to prepare for one team. Like no matter if it's a Navy or Albany or Norfolk, you got all summer. You're watching these guys all summer. Like I'm gonna make this play. We're gonna run these plays. So you got to plan together, and I think they'll go out and execute how we all think they should.
Now we've heard Huff. Huff's a guy, man. He's a guy, right? He doesn't really shy away from any of the questions, and he didn't. I'm not going to say he played it up saying, well, this team's already played a game. They're a little bit ahead of us because they don't have those first game jitters. But we're in reality.
Right.
Does that one game that this team has already played really, is it really that beneficial in a matchup where the matchups lie in a game like this?
I think almost it plays to the Herd's advantage because they put a game on tape this season. Like, they're just watching film from last year with me on it. They don't know about our newer guys. We've got so many new faces that they kind of have to show their hand earlier than we do. So they've got a game on tape, and like you've already watched them all summer, and then you're like, all right, this is what they're really going to run. They're going to still run these plays. So I feel like that's almost to our advantage a little bit. And I don't think them playing one game, I don't know who they played, but I don't think it was the Herd. So.
No, it was Fordham.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah,
We've talked about it. It was a convincing win. I think it was like 34-13 or 34-10, something like that.
I counted 7 sacks. They had 8 listed, and then the game notes said they had 10. So I think some people shared sacks, but instead of counting as a half, they counted them as full.
Sure.
That's what they were doing. One of the things, both of those teams do not have the same scholarships that we have.
Right.
So you're talking about nothing taking away from these athletes. It's just a different level of football with the resources that we have versus the resources that they have. They don't have the scholarships that we have. They don't have the facilities that we have. We have the benefit of having bigger, faster, stronger guys. Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's such an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I like what you're saying. They've put something on film. And I don't think my thought process that I asked you about, like, you don't want to put something on film for East Carolina. That's a bigger game. Well, they can't not put something on film against Fordham just to hold it back for Marshall. I mean, they might have a player, a special plays or package or something, but by and large, I bet you they ran their offense.
Yeah, especially if it was as convincing of a win. Like you said, the margin was that big. They probably tried to put it on them as best they could to show us that they're coming to play this game. So.
Well, I know. You do have to play the game. They're not just taking a leisurely trip to Huntington and like, hey, appreciate the invite. Yeah. The burnt ends were good. We're going to take our L and go home. No, they're coming to play. We get that. But even if your first 11 can go sort of toe-to-toe with Marshall's first 11, it's got to get pretty thin pretty quick when the scholarship numbers aren't the same, when the depth just isn't the same. So even if it's close early, it probably ain't going to be close late, right?
And that depth, that'll go into all 3 phases. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a punt block, a punt return, because we have so many extra scholarship guys on our roster that you're dedicating, like, that you're a special teams guy. Like, their best players might have to play all 3 phases.
That's important.
It's a good point. Yeah. Let me ask you this. I know you got tons of buddies on the team, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but now you get to look at things from an alumni perspective, and there's a certain struggle, I'm sure. I wasn't a player, but you got to sit in the stands, and you got to watch your buddies go out there and execute and play, and I'm not in the huddle right now, right? But who are you really like, I'm pulling for that guy a whole lot this year?
I mean, obviously Rasheen, man. that'd be one of them. Sean Salas is a younger guy that I feel like is going to get a lot of opportunity to play this year. Where the tight end room I feel like I had a unique opportunity last year where we had so many young guys and a transfer come in where they kind of relied on me to play more. Where the tight end room, like when I was playing before, you're playing 2-3 guys every single game that are getting almost 30-40 snaps each. So watching Sean play, I know he's starting on special teams today at least. I can't wait to watch him play. I'm really pulling for him on Sean Salas.
You would like to think he's going to get some rep, right? Because he's a really athletic kid.
Yeah.
He looks like a mismatch kind of nightmare, especially if you get late in the game and you're talking about depth issues.
Right.
I don't know, like his family was over here a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw Steve and the whole family, but I like that. I like that pick. I wouldn't expect anything less from a tight end, guys. Non-tight ends. We talked about this on Inside the Thunder. Holy hell, non-tight ends on the roster? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, that's amazing. that's plenty. And tight end's usually like a utility position where you're going to be able to play any of those guys on field goal, punt, kickoff, kick return. Like they should be able to do it all. So we should see a whole lot of tight ends in the mix today.
Holy shit! Let me tell you what. I know when we were doing I gotta just circle back to this. When we were doing the Inside the Thunder, I asked you if you did stuff like this before, and you're like, yeah, not really, It's like, fine. I tell you what, you're really good at doing this live stuff. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you.
I feel comfortable with a mic in my hand.
I did know that, right? I did know that.
Yeah.
The big fundamental, everybody. Go to Spotify right now. Go to get it downloaded, and you on iTunes? Can you buy it on iTunes?
You can buy it on iTunes if you like.
Plug yourself. Plug it.
Man, we got a lot of new music on the way in the coming months. I really can't wait to show people what my journey was like. Devin Kirk, I'm gonna be able to tell a lot of my story soon. So everything is in the works. Gonna get some visuals going. I've also been on Instagram working with Market Price with the camera in my face, helping other athletes get NIL deals like mine. So it's been a fun time being in front of the camera a little bit with you guys, with Market Price, and obviously making some music. So
well, we absolutely love having you. I think this is very entertaining, and you're doing a really great job of just speaking to the herd fans, right? Because you got perspective that we don't have.
Sure.
And you've been in those huddles, you've been in that locker room, you've been in those meetings, and the tumultuous two-a-days. Or I don't know if y'all do two-a-days anymore, do you?
It's not necessarily a two-a-day, but that walkthrough in the morning for everybody in college football, they all know that's pretty much like a practice now, and you can use balls now. They changed that rule in 2021. I think you can use balls in the walkthrough. Before, earlier in my career, you had to use mini basketball. You're going full speed, no pads on, catching trying to catch that little screen with a mini basketball. So that was fun too. But it's similar to two-a-days. I know the older alum would say, "Oh, you don't know anything about two-a-days." But
you get some of these dudes that we've talked to in the past from the '90s, the Girardi Mercers and the guys like that. They'll tell you some stories about just the pure hell that they went through.
Wait, Girardi Mercer will tell some stories. Get right out of town.
Yeah, I got to revisit that also because I got to throw back to when we were at the spring game. We broadcasted live during the cornhole tournament, and he told us a story about how he met DMX on the corner of like 4th Avenue and 14th Street because he was in town for a concert, and it was a really wild story. That also is up on our YouTube channel, guys. I'm telling you, there's some killer content that's out there with stories that we somehow get out of people, right?
Yeah, I haven't met DMX in my time, but I wish.
Well,
R.I.P.
I mean, yeah, and he was right downtown, So look, when we brought you on, we were about to talk about the defense. So we're going to put you on the spot a little bit. Let's get the analyst skills out of you. How about that? We were talking about Owens Porter, and we were working our way through the defensive line.
Okay.
You guys have to go up against those guys in practice last year. So who's poised to really make a larger name for themselves this year?
It'll be up to Sam Burton and Elijah Alston, both. They've got a lot of experience. They've both been playing a lot Sam's been playing since 2019, starting games since 2019, battled injuries, shoulders, knees. But he made some big plays in the Notre Dame game and then got injured. Elijah, when you're playing with Kobe Cumberlander and Owen your whole career, and you're still making your way on the field, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
So Eli and Sam Burton, the two guys that I got to go up against, I know how talented that they are. So I really can't wait to watch Sam personally today. I was a little closer with him than Eli. Eli knows it's all love, but Sam's my guy, man. And he battled a little more injuries. So I love that he gets that chance to have like a 6 year and prove himself. And Kobe's not there because he was an animal himself. They had too many weapons in the D-line room, and that's the beauty of our defense and how they recruit. And I know we filled in even more guys, a couple of transfers this year, so it's going to be awesome to watch them get after it, man.
Yeah, there's no shortage of talent on the defensive line. I was talking to Owen Porter a couple of weeks ago for an interview with the Thunder Trust. Of course, Marshall's NIL Collective, guys. This is a great plug for them. If you're not a donor to the Thunder Trust, you can go to www.thethundertrust.com and become a donor. Join the 1837 NIL Honors Club, and you can get all of those exclusive interviews that I've been so fortunate enough to host with that collective. Once you get past the defensive line, it gets equally as dangerous. You mentioned Eli Neal. We know what Eli is. He's a known entity in Sunbelt circles. He's a known entity in Marshall circles. But there's some young guys that, or maybe not young guys, but newcomers that are around now that, either they were on the roster last year, didn't find the field, they were injured, redshirt, and whatever it was.
Yeah.
Who are those guys now, man? Because, we don't know everything.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Jacorian Anderson is going to be playing a lot of football for the Herd this year.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch him play. Another guy who's battled through injuries, had surgeries, and things like that. A couple of issues. He'll be healthy and at full go. JC. I mean, obviously Micah's back. JJ Roberts. Watching him play for the Herd, the little homecoming for him, that'll be special. He's a great player. Played for Wake Forest for a couple of years, and I can't wait to watch him run around. I got him hooked up with some Dr. Squatch when they transferred him. I got all those guys in, and he loved the soap a lot. So watching him on that uniform tease, I think it was Friday or Thursday night. It was good to see him in those threads.
I have a pick for the Russ Living Good most excited to see on defense today, and it's Stephen Dix Jr. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the transfer from
Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
The all-world equipment room guy. He looks like he's put together out of granite. Comeback Player of the Year watch list.
Along with Rasheen.
Rasheen, yeah.
And I had a little brain for a second. He hasn't played in a while, right?
Yeah.
And that'll be awesome. Yeah, him and Sheen, Comeback Player of the Year watch list. That was big time stuff, man.
Yeah. A guy like Micah on one side, a guy like Steven on the other side, and now there's going to be somebody else across from Micah Abraham on at the cornerback's position. So, who impressed you going up in practice last year that we might see in that spot? Is it a guy like a Jacoby Henderson? Is it a guy like maybe one of these transfers that you didn't play against? Maybe it's Joshua Moten. Maybe it's Ishmael Ibrahim.
Yeah. I know Wody won't be playing a lot of corner. He's more of like a nickel, a star position, I think that they call it in their defense. But Wody Smith, he's going to be great. He would line up against the tight ends and the slots particularly. He's a playmaker. He made a couple plays last year. Once again, battled injury, but he made big plays in that App State game, and I can't wait to just watch him put a whole season together. Wody Smith. Man.
A name to remember. You heard it, right? He went up against him.
Yeah, so just so I'm clear on my roster, that's Daytwan Smith.
Yes.
He goes by Wody.
Yeah, he goes by Wody. I've seen his name as both on some different websites, but that's what we always call him. So if you want to be a true Herd fan, you call him Wody, man.
Well, until we talk to guys like you, all we get's the roster. And
I want to call people what they want to be called.
Right.
My first name, or nothing to do with my name, is Russ.
Yeah.
So, but everybody knows me.
Yeah.
It's Russ.
Yeah,
man.
So look, it's going to be a great game. The weather's, aside from being a little hot, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Right? We got the tailgating, we got the coolers cooling, the smokers smoking. I tweeted this out yesterday. We're doing our thing. We're having a great time. But at the end of the day, I got to get some keys to victory from you. Okay? We do this on the ThunderCast. Yeah. It's a segment that we absolutely hit on the game. We see it. What's the Herd absolutely got to do to get a dub today?
I think it's simple. This is how we probably put it in the meeting on Friday and Thursday. Stop the run, establish the run, and then be able to, after you establish the run, be able to put the ball vertically down the field. I know we run a lot of screens and stuff, but we gotta be able to stretch the field a little bit, throw it vertically, and use our speed, especially against a team like Albany where we should have some mismatches. Throw the ball vertically down the field. Obviously, it starts with the defense, though, stopping the run. And that's your identity. Like, even as an offensive guy, offensive alum, our identity is playing hard defense here and protecting your house, man. You're at home. It's the home.
Every time we've talked to Coach Huff on here, he has said he wants to run, he wants to stop the run. That's exactly what a player of his just said on here. It's something. It's the game plan. You know what we're going to do. Stop it.
Yeah.
How are you going to do it?
You can't stop it. And look, I can't let you off with the football 101 thing. Stop the run the ball, score points. Okay, yeah. But if you have to identify something that's like, okay, we're going to win. We feel like we're really going to win. And 4 hours from now, 5 hours from now, I hope that holds true. But I know you look at these games and you go, okay, we can really exploit this.
Right.
So if we do this, we could particularly make it a hard day for them. What do you think that one thing might be?
Yeah, that last point, vertically throwing the ball down the field.
Okay.
Letting our guys be our guys, getting over the top of defenders. We have a deep receiver room. I can't wait to watch Charles Montgomery, Brian Robinson. I'm missing the name of that Kentucky transfer. I saw him making plays at the scrimmage. I don't know his name.
DeMarcus Harris.
DeMarcus Harris. I will know his name a lot better by the end of the season.
I think a lot of people will.
I've seen him making plays, letting those guys loose, man, and letting them run down the field. I think that's today especially. That there will be mismatches all over the place. You can't double everybody and let them run, man.
So is this a coming out party for a lot of guys, you think? Is this a chunk play day?
Yeah, this should be a chunk play fest. Yeah. I think there should be a couple plays. We call them X plays, over 20 yards. Plenty of those. I think there should be at least one or two over 50.
Ooh.
Where
you thought I was predicting some bad stuff. He thought I was being cavalier with the predictions.
Yeah. Well, and because everybody knows we got Rasheen Ali back there, and now Coach Huff, and I just said that we want to run the ball. So let's show them that we can vertically push the ball down the field, and that'll be like the real determining factor all season. And it starts today, establishing that as your other identity besides playing herd defense.
No arguments here, right? So let me hit on something. All we really talked about in this run game is Rasheen Ali, but you were on an offense with a lot of these guys that are returning. We brought in some transfers and stuff, but A.J. Turner's back, right? Had a couple of big plays for the herd last year. Smoke Jones is looking to get some pub, right? See, I got that one right. Right? I didn't know Wody, but I know Smoke Jones, right?
Yeah.
So who of those guys do you think is that guy's kind of special, man? Like, you guys better look out.
Yeah. If we do what we need to do today, I think Smoke will get a lot of carries on the back end of this game, and he'll show people that he's a special player. He learns a lot when you sit in a room with Kalen and Rasheen last year.
Yeah.
Mainly Kalen and Ethan. But when you really just learn the game like that, he's got all the intangibles about how to make somebody miss one-on-one in the open field. Once you learn how to read an O-line and the tight ends at the beginning of a play, and that's already a part of your game, making people miss in the open field, he'll be special. He'll be special. Smoke Jones, man.
See, another name. Guys, this is what we do. This is why you have to watch the ThunderCast. We're giving you people that will be impact players that maybe the casual fan don't know that. And then when we say it, it's one thing. But when somebody else was on the field with these guys, in the rooms with these guys, says the same thing, we kind of know what we're talking about a little bit.
A.J. Turner made plenty of plays last year, too, when he came in.
That's right.
He made the most of his opportunities, rather. I wouldn't say it was like a wide variety, but every time he came in, he showcased that speed and showed he can make plays with the ball.
Of course. I mean, most folks are going to remember, what was it, the 29-yard little swing pass that he took to the house, and we're like, wow, where'd that come from?
Game 1 last year when he had the hurdle of the guy.
Yeah.
He's an athlete. He's a true athlete.
Yeah. So, look, Russ, you've been a little quiet over there. It's time to get your keys to victory for this game, if any have changed. Otherwise, let's just have them. Let's revisit what we talked about.
Nothing's changed for me. It is stay injury-free, but I'm cutting out slightly, but it's get out, run, get ahead, and just don't let your foot off the brakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you. I told you my number one key to victory for the herd today was simply stated: unleash the defense. Yeah. These guys cannot block everybody that we got. I don't care how athletic this quarterback is. He cannot escape everybody that we're going to have coming at him. Yeah, they were successful against this Fordham defensive front, but Fordham ain't Marshall.
Yeah.
Owen Porter ain't lining up for Fordham. You know what I'm saying? Eli Neal's not busting gaps for Fordham. J.J. Roberts ain't coming on a safety blitz for Fordham. Okay.
There's
then
no
of
Mike
course,
Abraham over there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Who you gonna block? Who you gonna block? Pick one, but we still got another one coming.
Right.
You can't game plan against everybody. You can try, but it ain't gonna work today. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it for Albany. No disrespect. We just think our guys are gonna do something really special this year. Of course, another key to victory for me, you mentioned the downfield passing of Cam Fancher. I think it's the true dual threat ability of Cam Fancher, because it ain't just, these guys racked up what? Some sites say 7, some 8, some 10 sacks last week. That ain't happening on Cam, all right? Because, again, no disrespect, Fordham's offensive line ain't Marshall's offensive line.
Right. Yeah, we're not saying they're going to go through unscathed.
No,
right?
no.
They've got some good guys. If you get 4 sacks in a game at any level, you're a good player.
That's right.
And that guy might wreak havoc on us, but I don't see them racking up 7, 8, or 10 sacks today against this offensive line. And like you said, the elusive Cam Fancher.
He's got the ability to extend a play or just take it to the freaking house.
Right. We've seen it, man. He's got several runs over 30, 40 yards. I think one against Old Dominion last year was over 60 or 70 yards. So I can't wait to watch him run around in full go again, man. The defense hates practicing against them, and that's why they're so good, man. Because Coach Huff will make Cam live. Some coaches won't let their quarterbacks be live. Cam has been live several times against a Marshall defense and still made those guys miss.
So look, I don't know if you guys know what that means. It ain't no red jersey. Like, you can hit this man live and full speed in a practice.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yes, good luck, but that also means Eli Neal's taking licks. Right? Porter's getting a lick on Fan. These are hard hits. Like, they put other players out of games, and we're sacrificing our own quarterback at times to make everybody better, make the whole boat rise up.
Yep.
All right, Russ, MVP, has it changed for you?
No, it has not. It's Rasheen Ali for me. He's going to come out and make a statement, like I said. I think that coming off the 2021 season, he was ready last year to make an even bigger splash. He unfortunately got hurt. He came back. He told us, he told everybody, he told the media, he is in the best shape of his life. I think that is scary, and he's going to come out and make a statement today for a statement season. It starts today.
Rasheen Ali's a great pick. I'm putting you on the spot again. I'm going to put you on the spot one more time after this. Who's your MVP today? Offense or defense, it doesn't matter. Who's going to have the best game of the day for the Herd?
Yeah, I think I'll go with Eli Neal just to flip sides of the ball. He'll make several tackles. He'll be diving on a pile. He'll be really leading the charge, being the captain he is, the true leader that he is. He'll have 10 or 11 tackles and a couple tackles for loss today, and hopefully get out of there healthy, like he said, and really put some good stuff on tape and have people scared to see what he does out of just the base defense. Hopefully we don't have to do any.
Yeah, right. It's
stuff.
The base D, right? That's right. I also went on the ThunderCast. I also went defense this week. My defensive MVP, overall Herd MVP, is going to be Owen Porter, based largely on the conversation that I had with him where he said, I want the single season sack record. That's what I want. And if you're going to get that, you're going to have a huge day against a team like Albany. You've got to come out of the gate hot. You've got to get 2 or 3 today. If you're trying to get to 17 or 18 or something like that, a big chunk of that has to come today. And even if they do try to game plan against him and double team him and his stat line isn't that outrageous, he's still going to be an MVP because other guys like Eli Neal are going to be freed up to make those plays. I think the defense begins with Owen Porter. And like I said, it does not end with Owen Porter. It's score prediction time. Russ likes it ugly. Has it changed?
Has not. 66-7.
Yeah. 66-7. Devin, are you feeling that, or are you feeling something else?
I'm going 42-7.
Okay.
I feel like once they throw the younger guys in, they'll be moving the ball, but they'll just be running the ball. So 66 is a lot. Hopefully they get about 42 points by half if you want that to happen. But if they don't, then I think my score will be correct, 42-7.
42-7. I'm the low ball of the entire broadcast today, and of course I'm sticking with 34-10 or 34-7. I just feel like there will be that fluky fumble that puts Albany in good position, and they got to make one play and they're in field goal range, or they got to make one play and something just happens. So fans for making the trip. We'll treat them well before the game and after the game, but during the game, whatever happens, happens.
That's right.
This is Jones C. Edwards Stadium. You've got to protect the M. And I say this a lot. Russ and I are ruined. When we were undergrads, we lost 2 games at home as an undergrad. I lost 2 games at home, and I was an undergrad for
One of them was his fault.
I lost 2 games in 6 years as an undergrad. No, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on a podcast. But anyway, Devin, you were awesome today. Before we get you out of here, I want you to do one thing. I want you to take one more opportunity to give the plug to your music, tell people where they can find it, and all the stuff you got going on, because we want that to take off for you.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at the Big Homie with 2 E's. My link is in the bio for all my music, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you use to stream it, it's on there. Got plenty of new music on the way, and shout out to Market Price. We're shaping the culture, letting athletes get NIL deals and dream deals that they never thought would be possible before. So shout out to them for letting me have the opportunity to be a part of their content creation as well.
I saw you trying to hit up Tesla to get a deal down in Colorado.
Yeah,
but
they
I'm
just
like,
caught
hey,
the
man.
win.
Hey man, come on! It's like we need Tesla. We need Tesla money in Huntington, right?
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't need Tesla money in Colorado. But
Yeah,
anyway, I got you.
we'll be pitching some deals for some Marshall guys here soon. we got plenty of stuff in the works, man. I can't wait.
Keep us in the loop on that. We'd love to get the word out in a big way for that, of course. And we talked about where you can find the music. Look, if you're looking for Devin Miller, it ain't gonna happen. Who you got to look for?
It's Devin Kirk. That's my middle name, Devin Kirk Miller. Yeah, that's me, Devin Kirk. And it's my father's middle name, so it's kind of paying homage to him. Devin Kirk is where you'll find me on all platforms, man. Wherever you can get it, good music, good hip hop, good vocals, good melodies, good lyrics, man. I haven't cursed on one song yet either, so we're keeping it PG too for the children.
A little bit of a game day anthem too with the big fundamental. There's a lot of herd-inspired lyrics in there. Some game calls in the background of the music. It's pretty good. Now look, we're not fully going to let you leave at all and have you here live in the lots of Jones C. Edwards Stadium. We just wanted to cover the game. Yeah. Now we get to talk to you.
Sure.
Right? So we talked about it a little bit on Inside the Thunder. I don't know how many people listened to that show. A lot did. The numbers did well. People love you, so they want to hear from you. But let's talk about how it was being at Marshall. We talked about your journey and the recruiting. You and I did, particularly about being recruited by Houston and doing all these things and ending up in Huntington. And I wondered how a New Jersey kid got here, and you're like, well, I'm originally from,
Yeah.
But it all culminated with a great season last year, all this adversity overcome. You made what I told you then, and I still believe now, to be one of the biggest plays in Marshall football history, a play that people will talk about forever. You should never have to buy a drink in this city.
It's been hard to try to buy a drink since that moment, honestly. They actually hung my jersey up in the Union. So if you ever stop in the Union, you can see the Devin Miller jersey signed by me up there. So.
I was in there last night, and I did see it. It's front and center on one of the main walls. And I thought, wow, that's kind of fitting, right? You got to have a Devin Miller jersey there amongst Herb Stanley's vast herd memorabilia collection.
You got Vinny in there, Ahmad Bradshaw in there, several soccer jerseys from the national championship run.
I mean, it's big time guys. It's John Elmore, it's Stevie Browning, it's a who's who, and of course, I got to throw a little shout out to our guy. Championship team, Jason Grayson, if you're watching, buddy, we love you. We know your Huntington Hawks jersey's hanging up in there. Take us through real quick for everybody that may be watching. You got to remind us. You're going to get tired of talking about it, but I don't care. You can get tired of talking about it tomorrow. Let's talk about South Bend. Let's talk about the feeling of coming out and maybe seeing that sea of gold and blue. And
seeing the first thing we saw, we got there a little earlier than them. Seeing the barrage of suits walk on the field, and then they covered their logo or circled around their logo and did a prayer. As a true college football fan, just to be able to come to a game and see Foskey. So to be able to go up head-to-head with them and make plays and go through that narrow away tunnel they have. You can only run out of that tunnel single file if you ever watch opposing teams come out of the tunnel at South Bend. So all of that was like a dream to me. It was like playing NCAA and playing Road to Glory, man.
Yeah, that's a surreal thing, and I remember the term you used when we were talking about you going up against Foskey, you said we smashed face masks all day long.
All day.
And I thought that was a freaking cool way to put it. You know, it just. But okay, so you do all of that, and you're like, wow.
Game, there wasn't any plays like you mentioned that Albany will need to keep it close, like
Sure.
a fumble that put us in great position. We drove the ball down on our game-winning drive, our go-ahead drive, 97 yards, 96 yards. We played outstanding defense.
You did okay during that drive.
Yeah, you did all right.
Yeah. That first down, man. That'll be the key today as well. But we got that first down against them several different times, establishing the run, stopping the run. So yeah, it was amazing, man. I'll never forget it truly, and nobody could take that one from the Herd or me.
No, that one goes on. Look, man, I was a senior at Marshall when Marshall beat. Because, hey, Notre Dame's a little bit more of a prestigious win. And so for 20 years, that was in the forefront of Herd conversation. So this Notre Dame win is going to be in the forefront for decades and decades to come. And, yeah, we talked about that. And I told you when we talked before, the touchdown is what 90% of the people are going to remember. But for me, it's the 3rd and 10, deep in territory. And if we don't get that, we don't know how it plays out, but
who knows? Who knows? Because
yeah.
they ended up blocking a punt.
That's right.
When they were down 10, it really didn't matter then, but it showed that they had the ability to do that. If we don't get that first down, and we're looking at a different season last year, probably. If we slide even.
Clutch play. That's a super hostile environment in a very clutch moment. It's not just, this is a big 3rd down. No, this was a big, historic 3rd down.
Yep.
And it didn't go unnoticed in real time for a guy like me.
Yeah,
right?
ball guy, true ball guy.
Oh, I
right
appreciate
there.
that. You know? Look at me. I'm 5 foot nothing, 100 and something nothing. And
But hey, if you pay attention to detail like that, then that's why you truly enjoy the game as much as you do, man.
yeah, that's true. I will yield to that. I'll take the compliment. I will take the compliment.
Very, very. I think there's only one other person who's ever mentioned that when they said you're the guy who scored that. But then there was one other person.
Miller caught that pass, and he got the first down. It wasn't like, oh, yeah, I know you. You got no. I knew that, and I knew that was huge. I was sitting in a restaurant in Safety Harbor, Florida, with a couple of my friends when we were watching the game, at a watch party, and I don't know. I start getting at a loss for words, which is a little hard for me. I got an okay way of talking, but that to me was a huge play, and I'll never be able to stop talking about it. And to know you, I told you had 2 of the biggest plays in Herd history on the same drive. In the same drive, man. That smile should never go away when you think about that. That's a little bit of a memory for you too. You wore the jersey, you put the helmet on, you made the catch, but I never was gifted that way, so I'm reduced to the memories I get in here and what I see of you guys on TV.
And it means more to do it for people like you guys who really come out here every single week than to somebody who just made that trip for one game and they didn't watch a game the rest of the season. So that's what we do it for, fans that support us like you guys do.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about, that connection and building memories together. That's what's happening here today. That's what's happening right now, man.
Hey, I just got to let you know, someone off camera said just in case.
Well, my wife has her captured, so that maybe they're making friends. But if we're keeping you, we don't want to keep you. But I got to tell you, you're doing a hell of a great job. We've enjoyed this thoroughly. I thought this might be a 5-minute deal, but damn, man, Russ might have you out here every week now.
Yeah, man, anytime I can, I'll pop by.
Jeez.
Since he's not up here, you're just the new co-host, and he's.
So you'll be seeing me. Well, we put the TV up, but there will be a TV here where you guys will see me. If you're here, I'll be in Land O'Lakes.
The TV, I bought it off of him.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See, he's contributing more ways than just telling us stories. We're not just out here puffing up the Devin Miller ego, but no, it's been great, man.
You have been amazing. day in, day out. That is knowledge that we can't ever produce. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
we do need to get Jed in here.
Get Jed in here. We'll get Devin unhooked and get him back to his, I don't know.
To my girlfriend.
There you go, to where you need to be to stay on good terms. She's been, look, I got to say, she's been really patient and standing over there being cool, letting you do this thing.
I mean, when you got the wings and the burnt ends and stuff like that, I mean.
So we buttered him up with good food, and then we just took him for an hour. But no, dude, thank you so much. You're the hell of a great guy, and we want to have you back anytime you want to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we need to talk to Jed for just a second because making all of this possible.
Look, I'm going to slide out. I'm going to let you two handle this, and then I'm going to talk and get something to drink so I can keep yammering for no good reason.
So this is not possible, what we do out here on the C lot. It is not possible without this man over here, Jed. We always called him last year the man in the truck. But Jed with Ignite Link, let's talk a little bit about what Ignite Link does. One, they're the segment sponsor for 5 things every Herd fan needs to know this week on the flagship show that we do, the ThunderCast podcast. He is also the title sponsor, Ignite Link, of Inside the Thunder that KD does, the one-on-one interview show. Also, you can see strategic partner here, powered by Ignite Link is what this is called. ThunderCast Live, powered by Ignite Link. And not to be outdone, he also is the partner of our website, thundercast.online. Jed is a machine. Jed, tell us a little bit about Ignite Link real quick. And one of the things that I like is how massive a Herd fan you are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, Herd fans doing business with Herd fans, as you often say. And that's why we're here. We're located right here, downtown Huntington, West Virginia. Started right here in Huntington. So Ignite Link, just the 15-second elevator pitch, so to speak, would be Ignite Link is a managed IT security services company. So what we do we work with small, medium-sized businesses. And for those clients, what we do is we do full managed services. We become your IT department. We become your strategic partner, as you say. So we do the consulting. We manage your equipment. We manage your security. We manage we help make sure that you're meeting your compliance standards. If you're a medical outfit, I mean, are you meeting HIPAA compliance? If you're another type of business and you have cybersecurity liability insurance and you're looking at those forms and you're saying, what do I do with that? I mean, we assist you in making sure that you're achieving those levels so that you're compliant and protecting your customer data. We also work with larger organizations in what's called a co-managed IT scenario. So maybe you're a business that you already have an IT department, but you're looking to expand your offering. Maybe you're looking for cybersecurity training. Maybe you're looking for penetration testing, or you're looking for another set of eyes on what you're doing, or maybe outsourcing a segment of what you do. Maybe it's your network security. We do that for you as well. So back to what we said earlier, is we're a strategic partner for you and your business. Chances are we have a plan that fits you, and we're a local face to all these things that you have to meet as a business compliance standard-wise. We're that local face to help make sure that you're doing what you need to do in a cost-effective manner.
Yeah, because one of the things that I've always understood is if you run into a situation where you get hacked or you have compromise of your business, your files and all that, you could lose customers, you could lose clients, you could lose a lot of money. So the potential loss is so much more than the cost of having not your own IT team, an outsourced IT management team such as Ignite Link, value in what you do for your customers.
And absolutely, and a lot of times outsourcing to us, especially if you're a small, medium-sized business, outsourcing to us is actually a less expensive option than hiring in-house. But what you get when you outsource is you get the entire team working on your behalf in a proactive manner. It's not a reactive, it's, oh shoot, my computer broke. No, it's, oh, by the way, your internet went down, you didn't notice because it failed over, and then we fixed it in the background. But you were able to work. Business continuity is the term. You were still able to work even while we were in the background fixing things. So it's that proactive approach to your IT, and things are changing, Russ. I know of several businesses just within the last month that were hit with ransomware. Local businesses in city limits that were hit with ransomware, and they're coming after you. A lot of times we hear say, "Well, they're not coming after us."
No, they're coming after everyone.
Why would they want us? We've got nothing they want. Of course they do. Of course they do. They, if you've got money in the bank account, if you've got personal health information or
what I always say, you brought it up. Herd fans doing business with herd fans. You are a herd fan. You're here in Huntington. You service outside the Huntington area, but you're located here in Huntington. Look at where he's at on game day. This is not just something that he says, well, yeah, I'm a herd fan just because he wants to in an advertisement. He's down here tailgating and going into the games. He's a Big Green donor. He's a sponsor of us. He's a sponsor of Marshall. You don't get a bigger herd fan when you're dealing with a couple of different countries or whatever from some kind of national system that's doing this. You call and you can get, hey, I need Jed, hey, I need Josh, hey, I need Kyle, hey, I need so-and-so.
Right.
And you will establish this relationship with the people.
Yeah. All of our staff is here in Huntington. They work out of the Huntington or Charleston office. But if we're all local, if you call us, you're not getting an answering service, like you said. You're getting somebody in one of our offices answering the phone, responding to your request. Focus is Huntington, which is why the business is located here.
Yeah, Jed, thank you so much for all that you do. This tailgate would not be possible without Ignite Link. The food today would not be possible without our sponsor that we have, Raleigh Court Mobile Homes in Daniels, West Virginia. Guys, they are such massive herd fans that they said, we believe in this show so much, we want to cover the food. So everybody that's coming over here and eating the burn-ins and the wings and the mac and cheese.
Yeah, of course. Happy to do it. Excited to.
Jed will constantly tell you, this is not what I do, but look how great he is to bring this to you. Now, we have, I think, a KD. Do we have a special guest to bring in? No? All right, so we had a couple of people scheduled, but a couple of things fell through due to scheduling, but we just had Devin Miller on. We have a little special thing as a giveaway.
Sure.
I need to be right back. If you would, tell the fans your score prediction and your key to the game, and I will be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you guys were talking about several of the keys to victory for the game, and so my score prediction, I don't think anyone cares as much about what my score prediction is as much as Devin Miller's score prediction, but actually mine was get a chance at the scoreboard. I think there may be a couple of field goals in there. That's why I think the 45 to 6. I see us coming out strong. I see us getting to be able to play a lot of different players. I think we go second, third, and fourth string. So Rush should be back shortly. He's got a giveaway. And we are going to wrap this up here very shortly. We appreciate everyone who tuned in today. I really appreciate the sponsors that were able to make the event happen. Wish we could get a better view of what we have here. If you are in town, if you are local, If you do, or if you have an opportunity to come into town, I highly, highly encourage you to stop by the tailgates that we'll be throwing this year. I think there's still some sponsorship opportunities available for some games.
We have been talking to several different businesses about the Final Four games that have not been locked up, but those have not been locked up, so we have opportunities. Get with us. What I have today is one of the things that we talk about all the time on the ThunderCast is if you cannot use your tickets, please get with us and we will give those tickets away. We had a fan that has season tickets said, hey, schedule change. My family and I won't be able to come in for the first game. What can we do? Can you find somebody for us? And we did. Brad Arvin, if you're watching, thank you. Brad listens to us and he wanted to donate these tickets, and we found the Hill family here, a family of 4 that will be putting these tickets to use. Tony, congratulations, sir. And
thank you so much.
No problem. If you want to say anything, thanks for the tickets, whatever you want to do, you got it for about 30 seconds.
Perfect. Yeah, no, definitely appreciate it. I grew up a Marshall fan. I'd season my tickets my whole life. Grew up through the good years, the Moss, Pennington, Leftwich days, and now I get to carry that tradition on to my son and family and get to show them what Marshall football is all about. So really appreciate you donating your tickets and allowing us to be able to fill those seats today and put some butts in the stands and Bird win.
Absolutely. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, we're the ThunderCast. Thank you. You see us, we're going to be saying, go Herd.
Go Herd.